friends, welcome back. Today we're talking about solving factored polynomials. So these are polynomials that are already factored that we're going to be able to solve. What we do is we set these guys equal to 0. So you may often hear this referred to as zeros or roots or x-intercepts. Those are all the same thing. And here's how it works. If I have two numbers like x and g equal to 0, it doesn't matter what x is. If g is 0, this is going to equal 0 because anything times 0 is 0. Doesn't matter what g is. If x is 0, it's going to equal 0. So that's how that right there is called the zero product property. And that's how we use that zero product property in order to solve these polynomials, quadratics mainly for this unit. So how does that go? How does that work then? So if you look at example number 1, we have x minus 4, quantity x minus 4, quantity x minus 2/3. What you do is you draw a little line, you say, okay, this garbage right here, x minus 4, that equals 0, but x minus 2/3, that also equals 0. Now, all we have to do is simplify that equation. So if we add 4 to both sides, we end up with x equals 4, kablam. Add 2/3 to both sides, I forgot to put that in there. X equals 2/3, positive 2/3. And those are your answers for that quadratic. Let's try it again. We draw our line. Zero product property says 2x plus 3 equals 0, 7x minus 5 equals 0. In this case, we are going to minus 3 from both sides. We end up with 2x equals negative 3. To get that x by itself, we're going to divide both sides by 2. X equals negative 3 halves. I don't know why I said 2/3. 3 halves. 3 halves, that's a 2. Sorry about that. Over here, same thing, but this time we're going to add 5 to both sides. So that way we get that chunk with the x by itself. So 7x equals 5. Now to get that x by itself, we're currently multiplying. Opposite of multiply is divide. X equals 5 over 7. So we have two answers here, negative 3 halves and 5/7. Now, looking at this guy, this one can be a little bit tricky, but don't be fooled. What you have is you still have two different x's here. You have this one, it's all by itself. So all you have to do is set it equal to 0, which means you're done, because if x equals 0 here, we don't care about this. Anything is going to be 0. X plus 3 equals 0, minus 3 from both sides. You get x equals negative 3. So that's how you use the zero product property. Now let's talk about some factoring out a common factor and using our zero product property for that. So for this guy right here, what we can factor out is 3 and an x. So if we do that, we end up with actually, so I want to make this 3x. So let's make this squared. I don't know why I made it fourth. I just wanted to challenge you guys. I'm not sure. So we've got 3x, which leaves us with x plus 6. Because if I took that 3x, I would get 3x squared. And then if I did the 3x to the 6, I would get 18x equals 0. So we can go ahead and use our zero product property here. We say 3x equals 0. Divide both sides by 3. I don't care if your pie is sliced into 3 slices, 18 slices, 17 slices. You're getting 0 slices if it's on top. If it's on the bottom, that's undefined. Don't forget. Okay, and then on this one, x plus 6 equals 0. And you're probably starting to catch on. It's always just the opposite of what this guy is. Minus 6 from both sides. X equals negative 6. Kablam. Those are our two answers. All right, let's look at this one. This, again, has a common factor. It is negative 5. We can take out a negative 5 and we can take out an x. Be careful here because negative 5x times x will give me negative 5x squared. But because I took out a negative, I have to do negative 3 because negative 5x times negative 3 gives me positive 15x equals 0. Zero product property, negative 5x equals 0. Divide both sides by negative 5. Again, I don't care if your pie is sliced into negative slices. That's not possible. It's going to be 0. So if you have 0 on top, it's 0. This one, x minus 3 equals 0. We add 3 to both sides, and we end up with x equals 3. All right, one last one. This looks a little tricky, and a lot of times I see kids divide out their x. You don't want to do that. When you have an x squared like this, you need to set it equal to 0. And you'll learn more about this in Unit 10. So we're going to minus 12x from both sides, minus 12x. Now I cannot combine these because these are not like terms. So instead what I have is 4x squared minus 12x equals, and over here I've gotten rid of everything, and when we have nothing in math, we have a 0. So again, I have a common factor here. I can take out a 4 and an x. That leaves me with x minus 3. I did minus 3 a lot in this. I'm sorry, guys. Equals 0. Again, if we have 4x equals 0, I don't care what the pie is sliced into, 4 slices, you're still getting 0. So x equals 0, and then over here, x minus 3 equals 0. Add 3 to both sides. Oops, plus 3, and you get x equals positive 3. That is the zero product property. If you have any questions, let me know below. Otherwise, good luck, and we'll see you next time.